Welcome to Between Two Stops, your ultimate podcast for diving into the latest trends and topics in the pool service industry, bringing you insightful conversations with the best and brightest industry experts, inspiring stories from successful business owners, and educational insights to enhance your skills and knowledge. Buckle up. Between Two Stops by Skimmer starts now.
Welcome to Between Two Stops. I'm your hostess, Nikki Acosta, and we've got a fun guest with us today. Meet Sonja Sawyer from RevdUp Apparel. Say hi, Sonja.
Hi, guys.
So I am excited to have you on. We first met last year at the Western Pool and Spa Show, and since then I've noticed, a lot of really great folks that are customers of ours buying your apparel, and I was like, wow, what is the drive behind RevdUp Apparel? Why are people so excited about this? And so I actually went through the process of ordering one just to see what you're about. And I got to say, I'm wearing it right now. I love it. We can talk more about why I love it. But first, I wanted to give you a chance to tell us how you got in the business of making apparel for pool pros.
Okay. Well, my brother, Don Douglas, he's a pool guy himself with RevdUp Pools. And we both have good history with screen printing and being in that business. And we saw that there was a need. He was trying, different apparel for his own business and, trying embroidery and DTF printing on a shirt with typical cotton shirts or the Columbia type shirts. And so we kind of discovered sublimation for apparel. And we tried it out for his shirt and built a design for him. And it kind of grew from there. Where people were noticing it. It's very, professional looking. It matches who he is and represents him and his business. And then it kind of grew from there. We did walk the floor as attendees at the Everything Under the Sun last year. Kind of just getting our feelers out there, seeing if there was, others out there doing the same thing and if there was a need for it. And we didn't see anything, so we kind of hopped on it and said, hey, there's a good need here for pool guys, because we did hear a little feedback during our visit. And so this past year, we were able to do the Orlando show in February, set up a booth and kind of got the word out there to, pool professionals. And we had pretty good feedback from that show. And then after that, we immediately went to the Western Pool and Spa show out in Long Beach. And from there, it kind of just blew up and had great response. And here we are today, just creating apparel for, pool professionals. Helping them look real professional and good on the job.
I saw the ones that you made for Coachella Valley Pools.
Yep.
And he actually reached out and said, hey, I want to put the Skimmer logo on it. And he sent me a sample of the design that y'all are working on for him. It's pretty awesome. And then David Van Brunt, also a great partner of ours. And so, I hopped on the bandwagon. So let's talk about the apparel, because there are some really great features. I think I may have mentioned that it's very lightweight, and it has a little bit of stretch to it, but not too stretchy. I play with a softball team that has polyester shirts for our jerseys, and we play in the summer, and it's super hot. And so I was like, man, I thinking about something that a pool pro would want to wear would not be that kind of fabric. But when I received this in the mail and put it on, and by the way, I did pay for it. This was not something that we received for free in exchange for any kind of promotion. I was really excited at how lightweight it was. It's stretchy enough to where you can move in it. It seems like it would dry really fast.
Yes, it does. Mm-hmm. It's a polyester blend. Yeah.
Polyester blend. And then the colors on it are so vibrant and so rich. You had, when we were going through the design process, you had also mentioned some other things that you have realized in the course of working with pool professionals, like putting designs at the bottom of the jersey where you're more likely to get splashback, so that there's a reduction in seating. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so a lot of pool professionals, when they come to us at the show, are very concerned about the chlorine and the chemicals and stuff that they use. As far as a pattern and stuff, we call it, you could use camo pattern or splash pattern with the, pool reflection. So when we would design apparel, that helps the designs on chemicals and things getting on it. So of course, you're going to get chemical on it here and there. It's easy to get cleaned off, very resistant to the chemicals that you use in the sun. But yeah, pattern, we call it the camo. You can use splash patterns, pull reflections that kind of hide, chemicals and things that may get on it for a long period of time if you're not careful and wash it off.
Yeah. So one of the things that we just released is a marketing ebook. And one part of that marketing ebook has a big piece on branding and why branding is so important. And it took me back to the pandemic when I was watching, I subscribed to this masterclass thing during the pandemic. I was bored like everybody else, but they had like everything from like cooking to home design. And so there was one episode from RuPaul about fashion. And I'm not, I would never describe myself as like any kind of fashionista, but I was like, okay, I should, I'll watch this one. And so I watched it, and there was something really interesting that RuPaul said, which was, in business and in life, you should dress for the part that you want. And I thought, wow, that's really interesting. Like and it's true, like if you love it or hate it, if you want to be seen as a professional, people are going to judge you by the way that you look and the branding that you have and the, what your trucks look like. And so right. I thought it was really interesting when put in that perspective to go, hey, you know what? They're right. Like the if you want to be paid more, if you want to be seen as a professional in your industry, then you should dress like a professional in your industry.
And taken a little bit more serious based on how you look. And, a lot of guys do have their trucks wrapped. And so if you can wrap your truck, why not wrap your apparel?
And your employees, right?
Walking billboard.
Yeah, totally. So let's talk about what the design process looks like. In my case, we had, a very specific, I guess, a marketing branding kit. And so we had very specific colors and we had some imagery, and I just basically sent that to you and said, y'all go crazy, design what you want. And y'all knocked it out of the park. Like there's branding on the sleeves. The colors are exactly the skimmer colors down to the color codes that we provided with you. But talk to us about what that design process looks like.
Okay, so if we have someone that comes to us, pool professional, and says, hey, I heard the podcast or I saw you guys at a show, what can I do to get apparel? So there's our website at RevdUpApparel.com. You can go on there and click a link that'll say, hey, set up a consultation. We'll send you a specific times that you can choose from, and we'll sit down and talk about kind of your ideas. Some pool professionals have no clue, like, hey, I don't have a design element in my body. I leave it up to you. Or there are some specifics where, hey, I want it to look just like this with specific, manufacturers on the back. These are the colors. But we'll go through that conversation about kind of what you're looking for. We'll talk about colors and patterns and logos and kind of your vision of how it will look. From there, we will take it to our designers who do have freelance designers that I'll give that information to. We'll come back with a mock-up. We'll send you that mock-up. You'll see it in a 3-dimensional version as well as a 2-dimensional version, so you can really see how it's going to look. And at that time, you can come back to us and say, hey, Sonja, can we tweak it just a little bit? Can we make the logo just a little bit bigger? Or, hey, let's go ahead and take that logo off, because once they kind of see it in person, it's a lot different than just talking about it. So we'll tweak it and we'll revise it as many times as it takes for us to get it exactly the way you want it. And then we'll send you the final mock-up. And then once you approve it, give us a few days and we'll go ahead and get it up on the website. We'll present it to you in a long sleeve version, short sleeve version, a dry fit hoodie, much like what we're wearing today, a fleece hoodie for those pool professionals who may be female. We do also offer leggings as well as razorback tank tops. And we can also do little kids, youth sizes or big and tall. And then I will contact you and say, hey, Nikki, your apparel is ready. And you are more than happy to get on the website and order as many as you want at any time that you want. Because I know a lot of pool professionals, much like my brother, he's a single poler, and he doesn't need 12 to 25 shirts like some, t-shirt businesses kind of, request and require of you to do. So if you need 1 shirt or 3 shirts or 50 shirts, we can accommodate that request.
That's great. So you even work with really, really small teams.
Yeah.
And yeah, I got to say the hoodie was my pick. I really, really dig the design on the hoodie on the front and the back again. And the design process was super easy. Like I said, knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, we can come up with all different kind of concepts. A lot of people will say, "Hey, I saw this one, I saw this one, I saw this one. I just can't decide on which one I like," because there's so many different options and design elements that can be put together for your look.
One other thing that I, in talking to you, I noticed too was that there is some SPF protection with these as well. You said 50, I think,
Yep.
50 SPF rating, which is pretty great. In the pool industry, you're in the sun all day long, and so any extra opportunity to get some extra sun protection is a good thing for sure.
Like these specific shirts that we have on, do have the hoodie on them. So it's perfect for summer to protect your neck because a lot of guys will wear the hats, but they're not protecting their necks. So sometimes they resort to the neck gaiters, which we do also provide now. We do have neck gaiters that are
Oh,
available.
very cool. Kind of
Yeah.
like the buffs that have been out in the market. Oh, that's awesome.
And it's, cool enough for the summer and then, warm enough for when it starts to get chilly for you to wear as well.
So where primarily have your customers been located?
I would say out west, California, Arizona. They're a big customer of ours. The Midwest, some in Texas. We've gotten some customers from up north, Michigan and Delaware. Definitely here in Florida, for sure.
Very cool. And you worked with, what was it, jet skiers at one point, right? Or you still do?
Yep. I'm a jet skier myself, so of course I'm part of a club, and with the club, everybody wants to wear the same shirt or style of shirt. Everybody gets a different color based on the color of their jet ski. They like to match it up. So we do have actually 4 jet ski clubs that we are part of and make jerseys for them as well because they're out there on the water in the elements in the hot sun with SPF protection and looking cool at the same time.
So one great thing about your website that I noticed too is that you have a bunch of sample designs that you've already done for previous clients.
Uh-huh.
And so if somebody is wanting to, if you just have no idea what you want, it looks like there's a ton of good design inspiration there.
Yep, we do get that a lot. Yeah.
And then how long does it take to have them delivered?
Okay, so we typically, once you've purchased them online, it takes about, we say, up to 21 days. Sometimes it is a little sooner than that. But we kind of want to, make sure that we meet all the expectations and get the shirt printed and quality control and then get it sent over to you. So it's about 21 days, maybe sooner.
That's great. And if somebody wants to get started, what is the best way to do that? I know you're going to be at the Dallas show coming up.
Yes,
you're going to
ma'am.
be at the Western show and the Orlando show. But if someone can't find you in person, how can they either get a sample or reach out to y'all? What's the best way to get started?
Yeah, they can go to our website, www.RevdUp.apparel.com. That's RevdUp apparel.com. They can go on there, and there's at the bottom of the page, of the main page, there's a, contact us for more information, and then I'll get that email, and the process will start from there.
And you have a special deal for our listeners of this podcast. What is that deal? What do they have to do to get that?
We, if you say, "Hey, I heard you on the podcast with Nikki and Skimmer," we'll get your design fee for $100.
Awesome. So $25 off the typical design fee.
Yep.
Very cool. Our friends at Primate are making custom branded poles. Now you have your opportunity to get a custom branded apparel for your team, whether it's a hoodie or a tank top, or I didn't even know you did leggings. That's great.
We can do leggings. Yes. Again, we're offering neck gaiters as well, and we can do towels. A lot of people are like, "Why do you do towels?" You're the pool guys. It would be a great Christmas gift for your customers, a way to represent yourself for your family when you're out and about. But yeah, just another add-on as well.
Yeah. So get branded and get you some RevdUp apparel. It was an absolute joy working with you to get this jersey designed and made. And I have to tell you, a lot of people in the office were quite jealous when it arrived and I put it on. They're like, "Where'd you get that?"
RevdUpapparel.com. Yes,
RevdUp Apparel. So thank you, Sonja, so much. We cannot wait to see you at the trade shows. The fact that you have found something that really, really works and is catered to pool professionals is awesome. So thank you for that. And thank you for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Everyone say bye. See you on the next one.
Bye, guys.
Between Two Stops is brought to you by Skimmer. Save time, grow revenue, and deliver a seamless customer experience with Skimmer's all-in-one pool service management platform. Get started risk-free at getskimmer.com.